Welcome to my show, Secrets of a Personal Trainer, Unfiltered. My name is Cornelia Dura. I'm your show host. I'm also a former IFBB World Champion, a personal trainer in my gym Fit and Fight in Pompano Beach, Florida, and I'm also an economist. Let's get started with your transformation right now. Episode 24, the Mammo podcast. So the idea for today's show was an interview of one of my clients. She is a senior vice president in a Fortune 500 company, and she had breast cancer, I think 8 years ago. And I really wanted to have her on my show to share with you how she dealt with the news that she had breast cancer, how she went through the surgery, the treatments, and what changed in her life. But when I sent her all the questions, and these are very personal questions, she decided that she felt it was too personal, and she did not want to share that on the podcast. And I was so disappointed, because I personally believe if you make it to the top ranks of a Fortune 500 company, and you are female, that's so hard to get there. It's great to share how you deal with problems in your life, how you deal with illnesses like serious like cancer. It's just so important that female leader empower other women how to deal with problems. And she had a full-time job. Believe me, she's working a lot of hours, and still she could deal with this illness, and she survived, and she looks great. I can tell you, sure, she is working out with me. She looks unbelievable. So I was thinking, how do I do the show now without her on my podcast? So I worked with 2 breast cancer patients. The one started the workout like 6 weeks before she had the surgery. She just got in that she had breast cancer, and the doctor, thank God, told her she should start exercising. Very important for cancer to exercise. Also very important to exercise while you have the treatments and all that, to get your strength together. This is the first time that I heard this here in the United States, that a doctor, an oncologist, tells you to work out while you are in treatment with cancer. So this is very common in Germany. I know that. That was 20 years ago already like that you should work out when you have cancer. You get chemo and radiation. You still work out every day, like 15, 20 minutes with a personal trainer. So that was very common in Germany. So, but it's relatively new here in the US, and I love to hear that. So we went through all that from the beginning. Then she had surgery 6 weeks later. Then she was not able to work out for 2 weeks. And then we started slowly again to rebuild the immune system and everything. It is very interesting to see. Also, you have to imagine, when you get the diagnosis, this is like you are completely devastated. You're completely devastated. So from that point of devastation, you need to think about, from where do I go there? What is my target? You will see this will completely change how you look into your life, how you look into your husband or your boyfriend. Everything is completely turned upside down. And then you have to sit down and make rational decisions. You need to inform yourself, what are my options? What can I do? Different cancer forms give you different options what to do. So you have to sit down, you make a list, and then you write down in writing your options. What can you do? What does the doctor recommend you? I also strongly recommend not to just listen to one doctor. Go to a second, go to a third. Have different options. And if you think that's very expensive, you know what? This is your breast, what we are talking about. So there is not enough money to say that this time what you buy with different doctors where you hear their opinions, that's so worth it. It's your health what you are talking about. Wrong decisions can have catastrophic results. So you need to make the right decision for you. Have different doctors tell you what they would recommend, and at the end, it's up to you. It's your decision where you are going, in which direction you are going. Also, here in the US, a lot of times the doctors don't even talk about nutrition. I don't get that, because nutrition is so important, especially when you have already cancer. You can feed cancer cells with a lot of sugar. You want to avoid that. So there are diets, what you can look into it to avoid sugar, like white sugar, completely avoid white sugar. That's feeding the cancer cells inside. So you have to really stop eating white sugar completely. That has nothing to do with fruit sugar. But eating fruits and veggies, that's one thing. But we are talking here about white sugar, refined sugar. That's completely a no-no. Completely no-no. Very important to look into that. There is in Palm Beach, there is called Hippocrates Center of Palm Beach. They deal with cancer in also nutrition and mentally. You should also take a look there. Hippocrates Palm Beach. Very interesting. They have a completely different approach to cancer. I don't say that's the only thing what you should do, but maybe it gives you a different point of view. So you add stuff from what you learn there to what the doctor tells you in your hospital. So maybe you try to work with different kinds of information. Very important for me. I saw the best results when different forms of approaches came together, and then they fight together the cancer. Very important. Be always open for different kinds of approaches, nutrition-wise, exercise-wise, Hippocrates-wise. That's also very close mentally. So you stay strong mentally. That's very, very important. Your own immune system is so important. You have no idea. That's the most important part. Your immune system has to stay strong while you get chemo. So, and then having cancer gives you just a blink that death is there. And if you are 35, death looks closer. If you are 55, death looks even more closer. So you just look differently into the world when you go through a cancer diagnosis. I can promise you that. I saw that with every woman I had in my gym. They really looked differently into what's really important to them. And I have to add here that I had cervical cancer. And after the surgery, I really had a completely different approach to life. You really live much more in the present than I did before. I have to admit, like before my cancer treatment, I was thinking, oh my God, this is death world. I was 25, so who cares about that? So, and then you just think, if I would be a year later, maybe I would not run every year to the doctor. A lot of people don't go every year to the gynecologist. So they would have missed that. That could have been a serious issue, really. Cervical cancer, not treated, could be the end too. So you just have a different approach to life. You value more health. You value more the present things, what you have right now, and you don't just look into the present, what you will reach or what you will work on. It's very important that you take a step back and you live in the present. Illnesses, if that's cancer or something else, makes you really value the present. Very, very important. You will see that. You will see. I hope you don't. I hope you don't. But normally, if the title says the Mammo podcast, there is a good chance that everybody who is listening to me had a kind of cancer, breast cancer, or has friends who had breast cancer. By the way, there are men who have breast cancer too. Everybody thinks it's just about women. No. I was the personal trainer of a very famous doctor, for a surgeon, a cancer surgeon here in Fort Lauderdale, and he told me he would say it's like 8% of his patients are really men. So even men can get breast cancer. Before that, I did not know that. I never heard that. So men have to watch the chest too, if there are lumps. If there is something what's moving, you have to test your breast really every 4 weeks if there are knots, to see what's going on, and strongly recommend every year to go to your mammogram. There are right now 3D mammograms available. They are the best. And I have to tell you, I just have an appointment right now in October. I always go in October because there's the hospitals have specials, and my special here is the Boca Care Outpatient Center. And again, I don't get paid for this, but it's really a good tip. You should listen to that. You should call in to your hospital and ask what their special is, because even though the health insurances are paying for it, you have sometimes co-payments. Sometimes the co-payments is more expensive than what they give you in October for the breast cancer special. So I pay $50. I pay $50 for a 3D mammogram in the Boca Care Outpatient Center here in Deerfield Beach. So just in case you are here around Fort Lauderdale, the phone number to the Boca Care Outpatient Center is 561-955-7100. So you should really call in, make an appointment. It's $50 a 3D mammogram. And if you see it is cheaper to pay yourself than to pay the copay, just call and go in there and ask for how much they charge you. You will see it's every year $50. Since years I'm in this Boca Care Special Center. Also, sometimes they have mammo vans. I love that too, because then they even adjust where you are living, so they come close to your home and you make an appointment there. They have 3D mammograms there too. So that's the way to go. And $50, don't forget, if you can spend $100-200 at Marshall's, or for a face massage, or for whatever you are spending, or for a dinner, $100, then you should have every year, once a year, $50 for mammogram to save you from breast cancer. This is the best chance to see it on time, so you don't have a lot to lose. Really, go every year. It's a lot of women. It's right now 40% of women have a kind of breast cancer once in their life. So the cancer rate is very, very high. Very, very high. So please don't take that chance. Call in, negotiate in October, and that's the cheapest way you get your mammogram right there. So reboot your health today, fight breast cancer now, and go for your 3D mammogram.